Hi guys, I'm Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner, and today we're going to be playing with the Handmade Holidays collection from Spellbinders. There are more things in the collection than what I have, but these are super pretty. They did let me pick out a couple of things that I wanted to play with, and I couldn't resist. First, which is the Winter Rose Background Betterpress plate. Look at that. That is just so full of those pretty flowers. And they also sent me, which means you have to get the bundle for this. They are not sold separately. They've got a stencil to be able to color all the flowers in. Fabulous. So I'm going to be playing with that today. Also, I've got the Delivering Joy sleigh because you guys know I love my die cuts, and this is going to be so super fun. We've got a ton of different packages. We've got packages, we've got the sleigh, we've got foliage, we've even got some sentiments in here, and that is going to be fun. So we've got the sentiments are basically, to me it looks like little tags for the presents. So I think what I'm going to start off with is the Betterpress plate. Now I've got a couple of ideas that I want to do with this. And if you've used the Betterpress or seen any of my videos on the Betterpress, you already know it. You can use your Betterpress on your hot foil system. So I've got my Glimmer hot foil system heating up, but I'm also going to do this with my Betterpress. I'm using just regular cardstock for this because I think I've got maybe 2 sheets of the Betterpress card, which would make everything so much more elegant, but I've only got a couple sheets. I'm going to tape that down onto my chase. So I'm sorry, onto my platen. We've got a chase, we've got a platen. And this is going to make it so that everything goes right in place when we do our card. Now this plate is big. It is bigger than my card. So in order to tape this on, I'm going to just take a piece of tape and put it in the center and just tape it onto those registration marks. And sometimes the plates are so small that I'm not able to do it in this fashion, but I try to. Like I said, you just need to make sure you get plenty of coverage on there. And the Betterpress ink it's archival ink, meaning you can do your coloring everything over it without a problem, but it is thicker than regular archival ink. It's made specifically to use with the Betterpress system. Okay, looks like I've got pretty much everything covered. And you have to remember, we only have one shot on this one. Like I said, you just need to make sure you get plenty of coverage on there. And the Betterpress ink it's archival ink, meaning you can do your coloring everything over it without a problem, but it is thicker than regular archival ink. It's made specifically to use with the Betterpress system. So now we're going to just run that through our die cutting machine. And we just pop that off. And we've got a perfect stamping. Oh my goodness. Which means if you're wanting to do multiples, you're wanting to do batch, you're basically wanting to do assembly line style cards, this is perfect. Now, one thing you probably can't tell from here is that if you touch it, there is a little bit of, it's basically debossed into the card, so the texture is nice. The thicker the card, the better it's going to be, which is one reason why the Betterpress paper is so nice. And this is just regular weight cardstock, but it still has a little bit of texture. So next we're going to do this with some heat embossing. I'm using the Aura hot foil, and we're going to make the panel. Basically, I'm cutting off a sheet that is as big as my A2 size card panel. So what we're going to want to do, whenever you're doing any kind of foiling, you want the shiny side to be facing away from your cardstock. In this case, because we're using a hot foil system instead of, say, toner foiling, we need to have it face down. We have to have the shiny side facing the plate, because the matte side is the adhesive side, and that needs to touch our cardstock. And let it finish heating back up again. Once this light, the platform ready light, comes on, I will hit the timer button. Okay, it just did it. So I'll hit the timer button. And then once the timer button stops flashing, we can run this through our die cutting machine. Okay, now that that light has turned green, we can run that through our die cutting machine. So you can already see all of that pretty texture and see that iridescent color. That is gorgeous. Let's let it cool a little bit. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, didn't get perfect impression. You do have a little bit of overfoiling where it's sticking inside some of the pieces, but oh my god, that is gorgeous. And I'm thinking this may still be able to be used. I'm going to still keep it to the side and see. I'm right here, I've just got a piece of red foil cardstock, and over the top, that still looks kind of cool over the top of even that. So I'm going to put this in there, and I think I'm going to do another panel and do the same thing over again because I can. So I'm going to let that heat up, and while we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and work on getting some of this removed. First, we're going to try using some tape, because tape, a lot of times this is some low tack tape, so a lot of times it will pull up your overfoiling. And that corner looks perfect. So next we're going to use the stencils to color up our pretty roses. So the stencil set has 4 stencils, and they're all marked down at the bottom with what number they are. My thought on that is I like the fact that you can tell which end is up because they are looking in the right direction. So number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 look like they're in the right direction. If you've got them upside down, first off, there's not any markings on the other side, but you kind of know that you've got them in the right place. And I have turned stencils upside down and had to move things all over the place to try to figure it out. Okay, so we're going to start off with this one. I've got a bunch of Simon Hurley inks out on my desk. I think I do want to go with, let's go with red for the roses. We're going to make this one kind of Christmassy to start off with. So we're going to do the red roses and the green foliage. And I've got one of my big brushes. And this makes it super fast and easy to color up your images. Because we're just going to add some color right over the top there. I think what I may do, I think I'm going to go in with a little bit of purple on this one too. Just make it look a little bit different. So I'm going to bring out the Crown Me and my purple blending brush and just add a little bit of purple around the edges. This is just going to look a little bit different. Leaving it soft and pinkish in the center and then a little bit darker around the edges. Okay, so I think that's going to look kind of cool. I was kind of thinking of adding some yellow to it, but I didn't really want to contaminate my yellow ink pad with the red. So, 2 different looks with the red there. Okay, now we're going to go in with some green. So I've got stencil number 2 down, and we're going to use some Later Gator. And I'm going to go ahead and just use my big brush again. Okay, so this is the one that we've got the additional purple in there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of blue. So this one is Midnight Snack, and it's a dark blue, and I think that that'll look kind of cool on these leaves. I'm just going to leave them mostly green and just add a little bit of shading. And then on our other one, our pink and red, we're going to just go with straight green. Okay, and I'm just using my bigger my bigger brush to kind of blend those together. Ooh. But I think I'm going to just keep it kind of light on the blue, and then I'm going to go in with the green and then decide, do I want to go in with more? So here we have the Later Gator. And let's see what that looks like. I think it needs a little bit more blue. What do you think? Because it does look kind of green, which is good, but I think I want it to be a little bit more different, if that makes sense. Oh, that actually looks good. I'm gonna leave it. And for those, I think I'm gonna go with yellow. And that needs to come in kind of at the base of each of these big guys. And then one more time over the top with the yellow. Oh my God, this is fabulous. Absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I kind of went a little bit crazy when I was making the panels. I made like a dozen of these, and it's been a couple of weeks since I did that, so I haven't finished putting everything together. Here are a few of the cards that I've finished up that I think turned out super cute, and I'm going to go ahead and put together a couple more for you guys here right now. Mostly what I'm using is foam and all the fun little pieces. So So here are some of the cards that I've finished up. This one actually uses some of the presents from an older die set. So pull out what you have in your stash, because we all, yeah, this is a good example of it. We all wind up cutting out more than we're going to use in our crafting session. And I usually save all the things. So I did use up some of the bits from last year. I did the same panel, but this time I decided to use the embossing folder on it. I think that turned out really, really pretty. Here's another one with one of the backgrounds and the fluted frames and oval that is embossed with some presents. And I think this one needs to have a flower, so I'm going to add the poinsettia to that one and probably to this one as well. This one is more simple and could go for any holiday. And then I've got a bunch, like I said, that I haven't finished. I even used the waste foil for some fun panels and did some embossing on some gold cardstock. So there's a lot of different options that you can do with this set. I'm just not done with all of my cards. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. I hope that this video inspired you to, start creating. Find something that inspires you. That Betterpress panel definitely did it for me. And you can knock out a ton of cards and be all ready for the holidays. You guys have a wonderful day. Be sure to tag me if you do anything that is inspired by this video at Debbie J's Crafting Corner, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.